16th of October, Rabbi Furst. Let's see. So what are we doing now?
Okay, so very good. So
Mr. Berura?
we've basically finished your questions. I think it's more or less clear what you have to do for this year and for next year with your sukkah. Um,
Right.
now,
Yeah. Very clear on that. Thank you for much for that.
and now, let's see, just a few. Yeah. Okay, let's just, this is just to tie things up a little bit. Tough Reish Samek Zayin. Tough Reish Samek
Tough.
Zayin.
Resh.
Tough Resh.
Samach.
Tough Resh Sonic Zion.
Zion. That's his head. Here. Tough Resh. Samach. Zion. Okay, got it. Sukkah Vinoya. Asurim Gam Bashmini. So the sukkah decorations are usher also on the 7th, on the 8th.
Eight, right? Eight.
Meaning what? Meaning they're muksa?
Right. There's going to be quite a point about them being set aside for the mitzvah of the sukkah.
So even though we don't use the sukkah on the 8th day, the decorations are still muksa.
Right. Mr. Boo is going to explain why.
Uvechutza la'aretz she'osim shnei yamim tovim. And in the diaspora, when we make 2 days of Yom Tov, Aser Gam Batashii. They're also Aser on the 9th day. Shehu Safek Shmini, because it is a doubt as to whether it's actually the 8th day.
Right.
Chal Shabbos
Im
b'motzei
im the im chal Shabbos b'motzi Yom Tov.
Yom Tov ha'acharon shel chag, and if Shabbos falls on uh, the day after Yom Tov.
I mean Yom Tov is a Friday.
No, Yom Tov
So
is a
Shabbos is
Friday.
motzi. Right. So Shabbos is motzi Yom Tov.
Ha'acharon shel chag. It's after the holiday.
I mean that the Shabbos is coming out motzi Yom Tov Acharon. I mean the last day of Sukkot, meaning Shmini Atzeres, Shabbos comes out on Motzi Shmini Atzeres, or in Chutz La'aretz, Motzi Simchas Torah.
No hagim shelo lehis tapek minoi saka
Okay.
ad motzei Shabbos. It is then customary that we do not utilize the sukkah. What is minui?
The decorations of the sukkah.
The decorations. We don't utilize the decorations of the sukkah until after Shabbos is over. Diyesh matirin, but there are those who do permit us to use the decorations on Shabbos.
Right. I mean, it's a minhag not to.
Right. Should I read the Ramah?
Yes, please.
V'yesh shenehago kishehayu yotzim min hasuka hayu omrim yihi ratzon shenizkeh lishnei besuka shel Leviathan. So let's see. There are those. I'm sorry. There is a custom that we are we fulfill within the sukkah that we say, may it be your will.
I mean, when we leave this, when Yotzim in the sukkah, when we leave the sukkah,
When we
there
leave
is
the
a custom.
sukkah, that we say, may it be your will that we remember.
Actually, here it means to be privileged to.
That we are privileged to sit in the sukkah of the Leviathan. V'asar lahachin bayom tov l'tzorech leil yom tov, and it's forbidden. Lahachin. What is lahachin?
To prepare.
It's forbidden to prepare for Yom Tov. I'm sorry, on Yom Tov, for the needs of after Yom Tov.
Right, exactly.
V'lachein asur lahamid hashulchanos v'hasalim b'veis liotzech letzarech halayla dehave hachana, and so it is forbidden to establish the table what is v'hasaf salim?
That's like literally benches.
And benches in the house for the needs of the next day, that it is hachana, that it is for our benefit.
No, because it's going to be it's forbidden to set up the tables and the benches in the house for the sake of the nighttime, because that's hachana. That's considered to be preparation that you're doing on the or after the yom.
So in other words, on the last day of Sukkot, we can't set up we can't move the furniture into the house.
Well, okay, we'll see what that means. The Mishnah Berurah is gonna give us a little bit more clarity on the points mentioned over here.
Okay, so let's go to the Mishnah Berura. Mishnah Berura. Let's see, one Aleph. Uh, V'noya.
Right, and as the Mechaber said, the sukkah benoya, the sukkah itself and its decorations are forbidden, even on the 8th day. And in Chutz La'aretz, in the diaspora, even in the 2nd day Yom Tov, meaning the 9th.
Ninth day. Hayinu b'she'itra b'mine peiros shetala ba lenuye lenui ve'im itra b'sadinin hametsuyarin. So let's see, the decorations in the days peiros is produce.
Meaning, my Hainu, meaning what is the noi? What is the decorations on the sukkah? Hainu, that is kishe itra b'mini perus shetola noi, that it was decorated with different types of fruits. They would hang rimoning grapes, maybe esrogim. They would hang in the sukkah for decoration. You know. You have to remember that China wasn't such a big export in 200 years ago. They didn't have all these different things you could get from China. So what did they use to decorate their sukkah? They used fruits. They would hang apples and pears. They had an esrog maybe, and grapes. They would hang bottles of oil, bottles of wine. That would be decorations for them. So these things, even though they're edible things, but they're forbidden on even the 8th day.
V'im itra b'sadinin hametsuyarin. I don't know any of these words.
In Itri, if it was decorated with sadinim are sheets or drapes, like embroidered or decorated curtains or sheets.
Okay, so if it's decorated in with those things, nohagin lehoridan, it is customary to take them into the house, lebayis, take them into the house, mipnei chashash ganavim, because of concern for thieves, gishamim, or rain. It's going to ruin them. So after Sukkot is over, we want to get them out of there right away. V'ayin le'el b'simin tafresh lamed chet sif bet. And look over there. Gam bashmini, also on the 8th day, deilu misrami seuda bevein hashmashosh bo'ei lemeichal bigava. that if Misrame is a trickster.
No, that if it would be that if it turned out Misrami that it occurred, Misrami to occurred, if it occurred as Suda Bebena Shmoshes, if it had turned out that there was a need for a Suda Bena Shmoshes, meaning obviously he's starting the Suda earlier in the day and it's continuing on through after sunset before stars come out.
Then it's necessary to eat what's begaver.
It's necessary that he should eat begave in the sukkah.
In the sukkah. Umigo de eat katsaye bain hashmash os is katsoye le chule yoma. And
Well,
since
since it was
what is the is katsaye?
it's based on the same shorish as the word muksa. The muksa is something which has been like designated, and here it is the verb. If it had been designated,
It had been designated during twilight. Then it's muksa the whole day.
Right.
V'hu hadin b'chutz la'aretz asur but shi'i may high tama. And in the diaspora, it's forbidden on the 9th day for this reason. Ad Motzei Shabbos, until after Shabbos.
Right. That would be a case when, again, as the Mechaber said, that the Yom Tov Achron was on Erev Shabbos, and so Motzi Yom Tov was Shabbos, and so the things of Muksa also continuing on through Shabbos, and they only become permissible only on Motzi Shabbos.
The Kevan de Yom Tov Asr, that since on Yom Tov they are forbidden, im yis tapek b'Shabbat mikre hachana, that if you utilize them on Shabbos, it's called hachana. What's hachana?
That's preparation.
It's called preparation. The efshar delo ba lehodia ella she nahagu kach velo medina, that it's possible that it doesn't come to one's mind, except
excuse me, it broke up. Can you say that again, please?
I'm sorry, what was that, Rabbi?
I didn't hear what you said. It was the transmission was not so clear.
Oh, I said it's possible that it doesn't come to be known except that it's the custom. This is the custom, and it's not Medinai front. It's not the custom in this land, in this place.
It's a custom, but it's not according to the law. It's a custom, but not the. It doesn't. It's not a din. It's not from the din.
It's not the law of the land. Shegam batosifos tamhu al ha minchag, and also according to Tosfos,
He questions the minhag.
he questions this custom. The Gam La'el B'Siman Tafresh Samachay Stam B'Dea Ha-Rishonah L'Hakel B'Hayesh Ke-Hayesh Matirin Dechan. So it's also look at Simon Tafresh Shin Hey. It's the general knowledge.
Well, that phrase "susam b'dea" Rishonim meaning the mechaber, the Shulchan Aruch in Siman Taf Reish Samech Hey, he simply brought it down without any mention of the minhag, right?
Yes.
Right. That's what Stam B'dei Rishon. He just brought down the first opinion plainly. Lahakel.
What's Lahakel?
To be lenient.
That there is to make it permissible. So what are we talking about? What are we making permissible?
That it said here in the Mechaber, Imichal Shabbos b'motzi Yom Tov Achron Chag. If Shabbos came out on the Motzi Shabbos, Motzi Yom Tov, meaning Yom Tov was Erev Shabbos, so you go from Yom Tov to Shabbos. So Noagim Shelo Yistabik V'Noy Sukkah Ad Motzi Shabbos. People were annoying not to use anything until Motzi Shabbos. Yesh Matirim. And there were those who would moderate, allow it.
Those who are permitted, I see. To use the decorations of the sukkah on Shabbos. The Yesh Matirin, and there are those who permit it. Deme'eza tam naasod. That this reason. What's ne'asod?
Not because of what reason is it? That's asar. Is it for what reason is it usher?
For what reason is it forbidden? I mishum de Shabbos b'Yom Tov haim kechada. if it's because of the Sabbath or the Yom Tov, what is Chada?
That first of all, right? Uh, that the that Shabbos and Yom Tov were all considered to be like one. Imishum to Shabbos and Yom Tov in Kechada, maybe you think that the Yom Tov and then Shabbos coming right behind it, it's all one thing, it's all one day, and everything that's usher on Yom Tov should be usher on Shabbos. If that's the reason, well, Mishna is going to argue about that.
Ha Kamalan de Shtei Kedushos Haim. This Kamalan means what? It becomes?
It's like we paskin, it's established to us
It's established
that they're
to
two
us
separate,
that they're
that they're two separate,
two different spiritual entities.
right?
V'im mishum hacha, and if because of this,
No,
ma
because
ha,
chachana. If because of its chachana, if it's because of chachana preparation,
if it's because of preparation, ma hachana yesh kan. What preparation is there here? So in other words, it's refuting it, saying that there's no preparation.
right?
Le tzorech le'el yom tov. It's needed for uh, the night of Yom Tov. Shel Simchas Torah. That is the Yom Tov of Simchas Torah. B'safek chol hu v'nimtza Yom Tov mechin lechol. That it is a doubt if it's maybe excuse me.
Wow.
Maybe it's not Yom Tov. Maybe it's Chol. It's a regular day.
Right.
And we find that the Yom Tov became Chol, became a regular day. Uferate din ze ayin le'el b'simin taf kuf gimel. What is uferate?
The details, the pratim, the details of this of this halacha.
The details of this halacha. Look over there. It's simin taf kuf gimel. V'aser lehavi yayin miyom tov lechavedo, and it's forbidden to bring wine from Yom Tov to your friend.
No, from Yom Tov to Shabbos.
Lechavedo is Shabbos in this case.
Yeah, right.
So what does it mean to bring lahavi?
Well, actually, no. Here, chavera means actually your friend. If you can't um, do anything, right, for the night of Yom Tov, so therefore it's also to bring wine on Yom Tov itself to your friend.
for him to use on Shabbos.
Well, this is actually going from this is Yom Tov. Yeah.
Oh, from one Yom Tov to the next Yom Tov?
Well, Yom Tov from right.
Just be like from Shmini Atzeres to Simchas Torah.
Correct.
Uvishas hadchak shalo imtza belayla bakal. And in an emergency, it's not.
You're not going to find wine easily at night.
You're not going to find wine at night easily. Mutar lehavi yayin v'chein mayim miyom tov lechavero. Then it is permitted to bring wine and also water from Yom Tov to
Right.
his friend.
Right.
Why would you bring water?
Well, they didn't. Don't forget, they didn't. We Adam Marie showed this is wasn't great into a world that had the inside plumbing. They didn't have plumbing in those days. You wanted water, you had to bring water from the river
Uh-huh.
or from the well. And maybe it's not so easy to get water from the well at night. You know?
Uh-huh. So you're not allowed to fetch water for your friend on Shmini Atzeres for him to use on Simchas Torah.
Right. Unless it's Shastachak, unless it's an emergency, it's difficult.
Right. If it's emergency, then you can bring the wine and the water.
Right.
Rak shetzarich lehavio be'od Yom Tov. Only if it's necessary to bring when it's still Yom Tov.
That's the kula. Right. The kula is you're bringing it on Yom Tov for the needs of the next night.
Right. Delo muchach milsa. The efshar the tzarich ledayin letzorech yom hayom. That what is muchach? Muchach? It's not preparation.
Oh no, muchach. You must say.
It's what?
You must say.
You must say that it's possible.
Well, you're the lo muchach. No, so it's not that you have to say this thing.
You don't have to say that it's possible for the needs of for the needs that when it's still the tzorech hayom, when it's still the need of the day.
Yeah, here, let me maybe we'll change the translation a little bit, make it a little bit easier. Muchach in this case it's obvious. Instead of must say it's obvious. So meaning in an emergency situation, we're able to bring it the wine or water that was really for the nighttime. You can bring it on Yom Tov, really, even though it's for the sake of the next day, the next night. Why is it permissible? As long as you bring it Mobod Yom. If you bring it early enough in the day, Mobod Yom meaning you bring it earlier in the day, in the early part of the afternoon. Why? Because if you bring it in the early part of the afternoon, then he puts in parentheses, the lo mucha milsa. It's not obvious. The matter is not obvious. Why? The efshar letzorach adayin letzorach. It's possible that you still need it for the needs of this day itself, even though you know very well that this wine or this water is going to be used exclusively for the nighttime. But still, if you bring it early enough in the day, it's not obvious that you're doing it specifically for the nighttime, because it could theoretically be used today as well. Right?
Right. So it's permissible, even though it's somewhat of a subterfuge.
That's right, because again, here's it's an emergency.
Right.
Not say you're in a situation that they won't have wine for Kiddush,
Right.
or they won't have water to wash their hands for Amotzi. But if you don't do it now, on the first day Yom Tov, they're going to be caught short on the second day Yom Tov. So if you bring it early enough in the day, that's not mucha chamilsa. It's not obvious that you're doing it specifically for the nighttime. So then you're allowed to do it if necessary.
V'gam lo yavi ke derech she no say kechol rak yishana. And also, you shouldn't bring it in the way. What does Shano say?
As you don't carry it in the same way you carry it during regularly.
Don't carry it in the way you carry it regularly. On an ordinary day, only in a different way.
Yeah, you should do it in a different way.
Umikol makom l'tzorech chol ein lanu ra'aya l'hatir. And nevertheless, for the needs of the ordinary day, it is not proper to be lenient. Diyesh lomar dafka l'tzorech mitzvah mutar. That there are those.
Only for the right.
I'm sorry, what did you just say, Rabbi?
It could be that it's only permissible for us to do it for the needs of a mitzvah. I mean, you need water for a motzi, you need wine for kiddush.
Right. Right. Ulechein ein mitziin hamitos mishabas lechol, and therefore we're not we don't find hamitos. Hamitos is the characteristics from Shabbos.
Oh no, so okay. Now he's going back to. Don't forget, we started with this because you want to take things out of the sukkah. Right? You want to take things out of the sukkah, which is it's Yom Tov, right? And you want to bring him to the house, right?
Right.
See, I get, say, see, but for us, we didn't have this problem so much because our our Arab Yontif was Hoshana Rabbah, which is Cholamodi, which you can theoretically bring all these things in without any problem. The problem is if especially in Kutzlar, it's when it's Yontif for you, and then the next day Simchas Torah. Now you're going to be moving back into the house. How can you move these things back into the house on your Yom Tov? It's you're preparing from one Yom Tov to the next. By us, it wasn't a problem because we were doing it on Hoshana Rabbah for Yom Tov.
Right. Right.
So how? He's got all his beds in the sukkah. He's been sleeping the last week or so in the sukkah. And he's got all his beds in the sukkah. Now it's Shmini Atzeres, and tonight is Simchas Torah, and everyone agrees that on Simchas Torah you're sleeping back in the house. So how are you going to sleep in the house? You have the beds in the sukkah. How are you going to move your beds into the house?
Right.
Mhm.
How do we get out of that problem?
Okay, so let's see. V'lechein asur lechafes hasefer Torah.
Shabbos Yom Tov.
Shabbos Yom Tov. You can't. What is lechafes?
That means to arrange the Sefer Torah, meaning that he's going to explain now in the brackets, in this parentheses rather, that's talking about setting up the parsha, rolling it from one parsha to the next.
Dahayinu leha'amid ha-sefer Torah b'parsha shehik ra'u shehik ra'u ba b'yom tov. That it is established to establish the Sefer Torah in the Parsha that you're going to read on Yom Tov.
Right, it's also to set up the Sefer Torah to the place it's going to be read on Yom Tov.
Asher b'Shabbos shehu erev Yom Tov. This is forbidden on Shabbos, that is erev Yom Tov, that is before Yom Tov. V'chein miyom tov lechavero, and similarly from Yom Tov to Shabbos.
Right.
V'chein aser leha'amid, and similarly it is forbidden to establish, etc. Lehis kimu ha'acharonim b'dafka l'sadran. And we have the agreement of the later sages, specifically, Sadran is the court.
That's the specifically the Sadran to arrange them. Hainu, he says in the parentheses, it says Hainu la'amida tavla ala reglaim. That means to set them up. You can't set the tables up. I mean, if the tables have boards and horses that you put them on, so he can't set those up on Yontif for the sake of the next Yontif. That's forbidden.
Aval lahavi on me hasuka lebais mutar. But
Right. However, he says Levian Mesuka Labayas Muta, but he says to bring them from the sukkah to the house is permissible.
Ve'im tzarich osam l'tzarech hayom. And if you need them for the needs of the day, v'chein im tzarich l'sader osam shelo yehei nir habayis kechurba. And so, if the need is for the order of is for their order, that we do not see the house. What is kechurba?
It's going to be the house will look like a wreck if you have all this furniture all scattered over the house. The house looks like a wreck. You don't want that. You can. It's a need for the day that the house should look nice.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Now we're up to Aleph. This is the next simon.
Right. So okay. So let's see. Let's just make uh, a summary here. So this has more or less been discussing the the, the question of Hachana from one day Yontif to another day Yontif, from one day Yontif to Shabbos, from Shabbos to Yontif, from Shabbos to Yontif to Chol. I mean, there's an issue of what we call Chachana preparation. It's a zilzul. It's something which is disgracing the kedusha of the Shabbos or Yontif if you're using your time on Shabbos or Yontif for the sake of some other day, even if it happens to be a day of Shabbos, even happens to be a day of Yontif. It's still a disgrace to use the present day Shabbos, the present day Yontif, to use that time for some other day's needs. So therefore, it's prohibited, except in certain cases. Number one, it should be a tzorach mitzvah. It should be needs of a mitzvah. And secondly, it would be some type of an emergency where you're not going to be able to do it any other way, and you'll be lacking the ability to do the mitzvah properly or at all without the necessary things to be brought on the first day, in which case then you can do it, but only on the condition that it's done early enough in the day and it's not obvious that you're actually doing it for the sake of the second day. And so even things which are important, like wine for kiddush, washing for a motzi, rolling the Sefer Torah, these things have to be done only again lichatchila the next day when it's that day itself that they need it for. No, if it's not going to be possible, then they can be done early enough in the day. As we said, it's not going to be an obvious conclusion that he's doing it for the sake of the next day. Okay, that's good. All right, let's see. Okay, the next. Let me just see if they. Uh, take a look. You see you see the Shari Tshuva? See the Shari Tshuva? It's in the
Shari Tshuva,
underneath
yeah, I
the
see
cover.
that.
Sifkan Aleph Hachana, preparation.
Hachana, preparation. Again, ba'er hetiv. Look in the well of sin.
No, Bear Hativ is the that's the commentary to the left in the left column of this next to the Shari Tshuva. You see a commentary of the Bear Hativ.
Oh yeah, I see it. So look over there. Ayin ba'elia rabba mi faresh leha'amid. Uh, uh, and it's
Mifar, she's explaining, right? The Eliyahu, look at the Bear Hativ and look at the and in the Eliyahu Rabbah, Mifar, that they explain this word. What does it mean, Lahamid? What does it mean, Lahamid?
to establish.
To Lahamid is to erect, right? Lahamid it means to erect.
Erect. Hayinu leha'arich tavla shelahem al ragleha. That it is
to erect it on its legs. Meaning, they're talking about tables. Their tables were very simple. Their tables were like, you I don't know if you ever used to have these. You'd have a big plank of wood, and you'd have two horses on the opposite ends. That's what they mean here.
oh
That type of table setup.
v'ayin b'magen Avraham. Look at the Magen Avraham. Siman Tuf Kush Kuf Yud Dalid Dile Ha'amid Geroach Sha'ava L'Tzorech Halayla Aser.
That's Neiros, right? Right. Look at the Magen Avraham in Tav Kuf Yud Daled Lahamid Neiros Shava Mitzorach Halayla. What about you want to get candles, wax candles ready for the nighttime?
You can't do it. It's Aser.
Awesome, right?
Uma shekasav v'shem maharil l'inyan ha ha hafus is Sefer Torah. And what is it that is written in the name of the Maharil about the matter of what's chifus?
That's like the setting up of the parshas to be read in the Sefer Torah.
The setting up of the parsha of the Sefer Torah. Rotze lomar, that is to say, l'ha'amid mi Sefer Torah b'farasha she yikra'u ba v'yom tov aser b'Shabbos shehu erev yom tov. Mishabbos liyom tov.
Right. So it said that's meaning to say to set up the Sefer Torah, the parsha that's going to be read on Yom Tov, that's usher to do on Shabbos, which is going to be Erev Yom Tov.
Hmm.
Mhm. Okay, that gives you that. I mean, that gives you an idea that there are many different situations where this halacha comes into play, and you have to be careful. Our hakon is a very, very tricky thing.
Yeah.
People, we didn't discuss about getting food ready for for from one
Shabbos
day
on
to
Yom
the
Tov.
next.
Right.
Right. It's
That's the Erev
another
Tashilin.
thing. That's right. That's Erev Tashilin. Sometimes that helps you. Sometimes you're not going to have an Erev Tashilin. If it's just simply one Yom Tov to the next, like say 2 days Rosh Hashanah. There's no Erev Tashilin. There's nothing you can do for the first day on the first day Rosh Hashanah for the second day Rosh Hashanah. Yeah. All right, we'll discuss that again sometime when it's more close to being relevant. Okay, in any event, we'll stop here. I guess we've gone a few minutes over our time. And we'll look forward tomorrow, Mr. Shem. I guess 9:30 we'll work on some Chumash, the Parshas Bereshis.
Oh,
Great.
very
My favorite parsha.
good.
Very good. If you have any
Okay.
questions, let me know. We'll see if we can maybe start out with some questions and answers. Hopefully some answers.
There are
Very
no
good.
answers for Bereshis, Rabbi.
Well,
only
all right.
questions.
All right, well, okay. Ask away, and we'll try our best.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Good. Hopefully, see you tomorrow, Mitch. Have a good afternoon.
Okay. Have a good day now. Yeshkayach,
Thank
Lou.
you.
Baruch
Shalom.
Tiyeh, Meir.